That's right, Midnight Gardener, garden update. Before we jump into the update though, I just want to say guys, I've got the G challenge going and I've been putting everybody's video that I come across into the playlist. If there's any video that I missed, please say something. I've really enjoyed watching all those videos. It's been a lot of fun. Anyway, let's get into the garden update. You know how it is guys, I do the best I can with the time I got, but sometimes this is the only time I got. Now right here, this is my kiwano plant. Doesn't it just look great? Yeah, I feel like getting kicked while I'm getting kicked while I'm already down here. I come out last night to water this and that's what I found. I couldn't even talk about it yesterday. I was pretty disappointed. Of all the things I have going, which isn't many, but of the things that I'm growing, that is the one thing I absolutely was looking forward to more than anything. But no Kiwanos for Farmer G this year. Anyway, luckily I still have some seeds, so we'll have to try that another day, another time. And also, I lost a snake gourd yesterday, so I got hit twice in one shot. Now, these hits have been kind of sporadic, so I didn't think too much about it. I just got hit here, got hit there, had a plant die on me. But anyway, I got a double hit yesterday, and that just hurt really bad. However, I do have a snake gourd over here. I've got 2 snake gourd plants left, and this is basically the cream of the crop right now. I'd say it's probably about 2 feet long. There's a couple more little ones up top, but they're small. You gotta really look for them. That's the head honcho right there. And I have got some green beans going. Haven't harvested anything, haven't really seen anything to harvest, but the plant's looking pretty good. Now as far as what's going on out here, I really don't know guys. You know, we masticated the property and you would think it's field mice. It could be, I don't know, but we got 4 cats running around here like they're in a battle zone. They haven't left any presents, so I really don't know that it's a mouse. I've never had squirrels become a pest, but I've been hearing a lot lately about squirrels being pests, so that's a good possibility. I really don't know what it is, but what I do know is whatever keeps messing with things out here, it's biting the plant off like an inch or 2 above the dirt. So I don't know, it's frustrating. At this point I kind of feel like I need to go find a trail cam put out here just so I can find out what it is that's doing this, because I'm clueless at this point. I got 2 snake gourds left, I got about 6 or 7 green beans. Otherwise the garden is pretty much a wash over here. I got these pumpkins, I got these tomato plants, but they're not even worth talking about, so let's keep moving. What are you doing? Dude. I got a cat in my garden. Nikki 6, get out of there. Alright. Well, the Aquaponics has always got the coolness factor to it. And it's not doing so bad. We got a pumpkin here, sugar pumpkin plant, and check that puppy out. Focus. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm excited to see how that does, end result. This was kind of starting to do some weird stuff, so I got this piece of PVC right here, strung it along so that it had a route to get to this trellis. And now it's just kind of routing it where every couple of days I just kind of move the leaves to keep it on there where I want it to go. And then this one, and it's the same plant back here, it's kind of going in 2 different directions. So got another trellis back there, that's doing pretty good. And this bed over here. Now I know when I first started this system up earlier, a couple months back, I said that I was going to have issues with these roots taking over. And look at this guys, I just barely have this going on a flow. I just barely got this trickle in here. And the roots are just The roots are just overwhelming this bed here. Now I've been able to stick my head inside there just enough to see what's going on, and the roots are not blocking the exit point, but they are in there. Regardless, the exit point is free and clear. Now, oh, there's a frog in there. Now these roots are growing from the bottom. They're starting to grow up. They're growing up into nowhere, into no man's land here. Everywhere. I mean, it's just, they're just growing everywhere. So I mean, it'd be neat to, when I pull this thing out to see what's going on underneath the rocks. This thing's just gotta be just covered in them. The water is just floating at the top pretty much in large part, so almost have this thing just, I mean, it's just almost down to not even being on. It's just barely a trickle. I mean, look at this one compared to that one. It's just night and day. I knew this was gonna happen to a degree. I wasn't expecting it to be that extreme. This has made me think a lot about, at some point I'm gonna be breaking this system down and putting it into the greenhouse. That's high on my priority list here. But once I do that, I'm definitely gonna be changing my whole thought process on how I'm putting this stuff together. My tomato plant here, not doing too bad considering the time that I put it in there. You know, it could be pruned a little better, I guess, but whatever. I'm watching CB over there harvest how many hundreds of pounds of tomatoes, and I'm still waiting for my first cherry tomato, but what are you gonna do? So over here we got cucumbers, and these guys are starting to take off. Got some flowers going on there. Haven't seen any cucumbers yet, but this is moving along. This has been a pretty rough year for the garden. I know a lot of people out there have had a lot of issues this year. You know, when this whole thing started, I had my head just not where it needed to be. I had too many irons in the fire. I just wasn't in the right headspace for it, and now I'm kind of seeing the end result of it all. But in some ways, I'm kind of considering this a blessing in disguise, because as I've been watching this grow and not really do anything, it's given me a lot of time to think about what I've been doing. And you know, when I was living next door, I had a few people tell me the garden I had down there was like the best they'd ever seen. I had a handful of people say that, and the setup I had down there was done. It was complete. I had years of horse manure composted. I just threw seeds in the ground. They grew, and it was a no-brainer. I didn't have to think about anything. I really didn't have to do anything. But coming up here, it's a whole nother story. I'm like starting over from scratch with no experience whatsoever. And I've realized that there is my approach, just everything. I gotta reevaluate how I'm doing everything up here. And you know, right now I need to get my trench done and get water down to the horses, but after that I am really going to focus on changing everything that I do when it comes to growing food. My approach, my timelines, anyway, that's all for another video in and of itself, but I'm going to make some serious changes to how I attack that whole idea of growing food. Until then, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.